button.
Well, then I'm hitting that.
Story of J-Dog's life, coming to you soon. Tom Clark is in the house. Let's go. Let's do this thing. It's Wednesday. We're going to do some music.
Taking us a little while to go live on Facebook, but we are now live.
Come on, tune in, it's Midweek Flow. Their insights, they got more to show. You feel the beat, you're in the know. With Kurt and Andy, watch that knowledge grow. They riff and ramble, stats and strat, marketing gems, yeah, they chat all that. So grab your notes, come take a seat. Engagement's high, they're oh so neat. With Kurt and Andy, no retreat. Midweek musings, they can't be beat. They break it down in layman's terms. With every tip, watch your passion burn. Midnight chimes, but we're just starting. Sales and funnels, watch them charting. Kurt and Andy like a duet so smooth, making complex simple in every move. Conversion magic in the air tonight. With tactics so sharp, they're shining bright.
That was Jazz Hands.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, good night, depending on where in the world you are watching from.
And Katanga. Look at that coffee. Doesn't it look good? Get you some.
Hey, let's say hello to some happy people. I can't see, the Facebook stream has been struggling a bit. I think it's appeared for me now, but I did share the YouTube link in Facebook just to be safe.
Yep.
But the ones I can see on the YouTubes, the J-Dog was here early. Came to
J-Dog.
Tom Clark in the house. Mr. Stephen, whose quick update is 671 sales so far. So broken the 500 barrier on Warrior Plus. And I honestly think if people keep pushing the few more days, you're going to cross 1,000. I think you could make the 1,000. It might be a slow thing to get, but I can see this one going there. And I don't know if you've done the 1,000 units one before, but you find you sort of get there and then you get the sales carry on for a little while afterwards anyway and things. And that's an evergreen product, which is the other thing I like about it.
It is.
The one thing I love about all of Mr. Stevens' products is they are pretty evergreen. And so they are ideal things for putting into regular mail sequences and things like that. And that will be something that I look to do. Okay, so did 1K on untapped traffic. Yeah, sure. Okay, so I think this one will end up being another 1,000 units by the time it's done. What I love is this launch got Warrior Plus Deal of the Day without Mr. Stephen paying Warrior Plus any of the commissions or fees for doing it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Here's the thing. He turned off eligible deal of the day. And yet they thought his product was so amazing, they went ahead and gave it to him anyway. Which means they understood they weren't getting zero in commissions. They said, Mr. Stephen, it's that good. We have to share it out with everyone. And they did.
And I do want to say, you know, we were talking about this the other day with somebody else. They were saying to I didn't get to tell Mr. Stephen this when I spoke to him yesterday, but his name would come up in a conversation with somebody else, and they were saying, wow, he's having really good success now. What's been the thing? And I just went, he's remained teachable. He's kept open-minded. He's used the tools he's got, like Society 11, to use the hive mind,
right.
Get feedback. Don't, you make your judgment call. Also, not afraid to ask questions about why something didn't work or why it did or whatever else. And that's how we grow. But the only way you really do it is by doing it. You do your first launch, and the first launch you do will feel fucking horrible. It won't go the way you want. There'll be all sorts of things wrong with it, but you get it done. But the thing is, you come off the back of that and you learn something, and you do another one having learned something, and then you learn some more. And guess what? As you do this and you improve, your numbers go up. Also, just the regularity of launching, you build an audience, you build a following. And as you can see, it can be done quite rapidly. You know, a lot of the changes Mr. Stevens made to his business model has been, I would say, in the last 6 to 8 months, maybe, have been some of the biggest changes, where we talked on calls about having a shorter cycle on the creation of the front end, because it's not sustainable to record hours of video for and give them a product that's worth $1,000 for $7. But you can still give tremendous value for $7, but it doesn't need to take you so long. Lots of things like that. And it's always been teachable, always moving forward. And I want to encourage anyone that's not doing this stuff. If you've been sat there thinking, I'm going to launch one day and I've got an idea and I just can't quite, start asking questions, and ask questions of yourself. Challenge yourself. And JFDI.
Just frickin' do it.
Absolutely. Let's say hello to some other people, because we got interrupted going down the hellos.
We did.
By Mr. Stephen's Amazing News. Dana's here as well. John Hogan in the house. Rob Borsuck from Classic Microcomputers. Do check out his YouTube channel if you're into that sort of thing. Even if you're not, some of his videos you will, I promise you, go find Rob Borsuck's channel if you haven't already, and watch the video he did a little while ago now, where he showed the footage from a film that was made using old computer technology. And it is the most mesmerizing thing. I've watched it more than once, and I'd not seen it before to that extent in full, like Rob had done it on that video. Even if you're not into classic microcomputers, it's a thing that's just fascinating.
Oh, it's fun.
They're making money from this great thing called the internet. And if it wasn't for computers, it wasn't for the advancement in this technology, we wouldn't be doing this. We'd probably all be doing mail order still, and having to pack booklets up and send them in the post. And thank goodness those days are behind us.
I know.
Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Wasn't fun, but it was necessary, so we did it.
All necessary evils. Yes. You know how many people who used to have a computer store are into internet marketing?
Mm.
You know, I had a computer. Yeah, I had one, and
I had a hardware business.
Yeah.
Mine wasn't a shop, but I had a computer hardware and solutions business. Yeah. That was something.
We had a hardware shop that we fixed and sold computers out of, and we'd actually do house calls. That's one of the things that made us go big at the time, was we made house calls. And I also had my dial-up internet service. that's how old I am. Yes.
Well, how old am I? I can remember. I wasn't quite in on the mail order days. I got in on the tail end of that. But what it was I read a lot about it, was fascinated by it, and was like, there's something in this. And then the internet came along in its infancy, bulletin boards and things like that. I'm talking. I used the internet. This is how old I am. When it was just an IP prompt on a text screen, right? Before the graphical web. The first version of the web I used was all text, and it scrolled up really slowly. And the first website I ever visited was Novell's website, Novell Network.
Oh, yes.
They were one of the first companies to have, and it was a text-based website, and you could get some rudimentary information from it. So, yeah, a long time. But you know what? Now we've got it so much easier. Back then, advertise, write a bit of software and want to sell it. You had to advertise it. You had to promote it. You then had to mail the disc, or you had to do shareware versions. And I'm glad all those days are gone. It has got easier. But here's the thing. It's got easier, and still people are going, oh, I can't be bothered. It's never been easier. And as Mr. Stevens just proved with his thing, you've got an idea, you can create a well-formatted, beautiful. All those people sat there going, "Oh, I can't think of a good idea. Oh, I can't come up with a lead magnet. I've got an idea, but I've got to make a lead magnet. Oh, I've got an idea, but I've got to have some more content." Sat right there in less than a day, and really, I know we called it book in a day. Here's the truth. A lot of the ones Mr. Stephen did in his process, and when I was reading through it, I was going, "There's no way this is going to take a day." You could do one in a few hours. You really, really could. What's stopping you? JFDI it. Anyway, there we go. What else have we got going on today? What else are we musing about today?
Oh man, let's see here. Let me pull up one thing here real quick. Still, congrats, Mr. Steven. What did you use to do the HTML5 book? That's a question I had, because that one looks pretty sharp.
Mm-hmm. And what did you use?
That's why I'm waiting. I'm waiting for him to tell me. I don't know. So I was gonna check the actual page script, but I decided not to. Let's see here.
So, Jerome, what is your minimum viable product?
Yeah, what's your MVP?
And then, next question, why isn't it out there yet?
It was done in Designer, but you're not happy with it. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I've played around with lots of. I once put out something was formatted in a certain way. Marlon Sanders loved it, and he came and he asked me how I did it, and you should put a product out on how you made it. And I went, the truth is, the tool I use isn't that good. I just got lucky with some of the results. I can't get consistent results out of it. So I know exactly what Mr. Stevens says there when he goes, "Oh, yeah, I did design. I'm not really happy with it."
Yeah.
I've got a lot of tools that I'm just like, yeah, it's okay. I can get a good result, but it's just faffy, or I've got to get incredibly lucky. I tell you something, one of my favorite things to do at the moment, and I've been doing this in a lot of things, is I like writing. I enjoy writing. So I don't really want AI to do that for me anyway. I don't mind it assisting, and I've got prompts that will sound like me. And if I need to do a bit of content in a hurry, I'll lean more heavily on the AI. But I get my content written how I like it. Now, my thing is, if you look at any of my earlier products, they're like, plain white PDF, text. There's nothing fancy about them at all. And it doesn't matter. People are buying it for the information. That's always the thing. But there is an element of if you elevate the look of your product, you can elevate the value of your product. And one of my favorite tricks, and this just came off an idea that came from Society 11. It came from Tom Clark. So Tom had taken an idea of taking AI content out of one of my content generators and putting it into Gamma. And I just had this epiphany moment. Yeah, Gamma's great for going there and asking it to make your presentation on anything. But and I know I can paste stuff in, I often do, but why not write the content and just use that for the layout? Because you can preserve what you want to say if you want to. You can say, don't change any text. Go a bit of Gamma. And I found, now I will say, the A4 portrait templates are shit. The layout is awful. You end up with the text at the top of the page and a big blank gap. So I just do them all landscape. You can still sell it as an ebook. They're going to open it on a computer. It doesn't matter. It's landscape format. In fact, it looks nice. It looks like a magazine. It looks like a... So I just produce them as portrait presentations in PDF format, and that's my ebook done. And now I've taken what looked like was great content, but wasn't laid out particularly well, and it now looks spectacular, and it's pretty effortless. I have to go through and ask it to rejig a few slides. It takes 10-15 minutes for me to do maybe a 30 slide book or a 50 slide book. I don't think that's unreasonable to get something that's laid out and typeset way better than I'm capable of. That's using AI how we should be using AI. So it's just, and the way I've used Gamma has changed. Do I occasionally get it to knock me up a quick presentation? Yeah, absolutely. But most of the time I'm going in saying, here's some stuff I've written and put together, lay it out. And I'm only using it for the layout. And I think it's just a really simple process that's really improved some of my output. So
awesome.
There we go. Another little ramble there.
There is.
Keep chucking topics at us. We'll keep rambling.
Speaking of let's keep rambling, Rob posted this 1 week ago today. Has it been a week today?
Yeah, it is
today. No, 5 days ago.
Yeah.
I keep on thinking there's 30 days in February for some reason.
No, short month February. It's all over. Done.
So this is a very interesting idea, especially with the AI images. Now, I'm still a child in my mind, and I remember a movie called Major League. And in the movie, the new owner is an old striptease artist, and someone got a photo of her, blew it up, and then they put clothing on her, and the number of games that they had to win was the number of articles of the puzzle that they would be able to pull off of her. And I'm looking at this, and this is immediately where my mind goes. You get an AI image of a good-looking person, and you strategically place the blocks where they need to go. Like I said, I'm a child at heart. So yes, I love this idea. And I'm guessing it's a drag and drop game, makes it a lot quicker and easier, Rob. So if that is true, then that is quite nice. That definitely makes it fun. And I think he also has a Society 11 discount for those of you who have not picked it up as of yet. Have you checked that out yet? This game? I love games. I'm getting into games, Rob. I'm getting into games.
That was great. KP Peanuts used to do it in the UK on bar things. We used to have, in pubs in the UK, used to have these cardboard things up, and there'd be a picture of a scantily clad or topless lady, and then the peanuts were all hung in front of it. So as you bought packets of peanuts, it revealed bits more of the picture, and that they thought was a great, selling feature in pubs.
Sorry, everyone that missed out. The offer closed last night.
Oh, there we go. Never mind. You can still pick it up at full price. It's a good deal. Yes, that's interesting. I haven't spoken to Jen in a little while. I used to speak to David all the time when he ran that business, and then Jen took over and she made contact with me, and we've had a couple of back and forths. Not as much as I used to talk to David. I still talk to David actually, because he's still involved, but he's sort of taken more of a back seat now. But yeah, exactly. It's like, take these tools. You see, so often, I think what happens is a new tool comes along, people go, oh, well, it's Gamma. We mentioned Gamma to you when we first discovered it, and I've been using it, and I have remained subscribed to Gamma. That's one of my AI subscriptions. I've come just out of interest, so people know my current AI subscriptions. I pay for Gamma.
Yep.
I pay for Abacus AI that does all my general AI stuff that I used to do with ChatGPT and other things. It's also become my main thing for coding with now. It's got with the latest versions of Claude and things on there. So I just do everything pretty much on Abacus. So I've got that as a subscription. And I've just resubscribed to Udio for a month or two because I want to make some more stings and jingles for projects that Kurt and I are working on.
Right.
Including the showcase. And we interviewed the first person for our first showcase yesterday. And I will be editing that video a bit later on because I haven't had time yet. And then we'll get that out. And I believe we're going to try and get the next interview done later today if we can find someone that wants to do it today. Have you actually lined one up or not?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay. So, yeah, Gen stuff is always good. And it comes from, but David, who started that business, they've maintained his philosophies, and he is an old school internet marketer.
Right.
He does the stuff that works. It's and that's it. So
I do have, you're talking about Gamma. I'm going to talk about something that was sold probably 4 or 5 years ago, and it's still working, and they're updating it. And I actually created a logo stinger in it, and that's Videoze, VIDDYOZE.com. If you purchased it years ago, it still works, and it does a really good job at making a quick little flat stinger. So you could use in videos or streaming or whatever. So that is something to go back through your purchase catalog and say, does this still work? Yes. I don't need something else that does this. Go and then go work with it. Because when I purchased it was a lifetime deal. So, and it still works. That's the part that I like, and they're updating the actual software for the people who have purchased. So just FYI, if you have used it, if you have purchased it, then this is for you. You definitely want to check it out.
there we go. Okay. Any other questions, concerns, any topics anyone wants to throw out at us? I don't think there's very much else to report back on. If you have got a launch, if you have got an idea, if you use the Hive Mind, first of all, that's
yes.
Also, if you've got something, let us know. Come on, we can arrange to have you come on a Friday if you want to come on. If you're not happy coming on live, let us know anyway, because we can give your thing a shout out on here. In the bit that goes out to the money makers on a Friday and things like that. And we are now starting to push that content out in some other places. It goes on our YouTube channel. It goes in here. We cut some of it. We're starting to look at cutting things into shorts and things like that. So, these little bits of content that sit out there, like here you go, true story. The other day, I get a person email me saying, I've just bought a product, but it's the download page. It's just taken me to a 404 thing. And I said, what's the product you bought? And they told me, like, how the hell did you buy that? And they found they had seen an old video content from like 6 or 7 years ago. They had clicked through and the convertory page still existed and the buy button was still live on it. I'd forgotten all about it. So anyway, I went into my convertory, redirected that. So now the page, there's no point leaving a page dead page. So I now redirect that page to my current site with a little message saying this offer is no longer available. But this sort of thing happens. Old content, I generate sales from stuff I put out there years ago. So all these little bits, even though they all add up and they all contribute and they all still drive people back to you. So make use of it. You know,
That's
so
just
many
as good as a
people-
buy button. The more buy buttons you have out there, the better chance someone's going to click the buy button. If you're not putting links out there, you're not putting content out there, you're not putting videos out there, you're not putting emails out there, how do you expect to drive traffic to your offers? If you build it, they will come. If you're with that mindset, I am so sorry. You're in the wrong business. You have to build it, nurture it, and grow it. It's like a tree, it's like a plant, it's like a baby. You got to take care of your babies. If not, the wolves are going to come in and pick it apart. So that's gross and just the mindset of it, but it's true.
It certainly is. All right. I'm
Right.
not seeing any more questions on topic, so I'll ask you some questions, Kurt. What are you working on at the moment?
Games, lots of games. Matter of fact, I have an experiment going on. I have set up an actual game for Dr. Loy, and he has already sent out an offer. It's done, it's completed, the price is raised up. But what we're going to be doing is he's sending out an email talking about here's another chance to get it at the original price. And it's going to be going to this game, play to win. It's a spin to win. And you spin, it's going to tell you that you win. And then it's going to give you, hey, you won 20% off. Or if you want 64% off, enter in your name and email address, click on the get 64% off, and then click on redeem now. Now it's a 64% coupon that is applied at the cart when you do it that way. And it takes it back down to the original price of $16.97. So this is an experiment him and I are working on. And if you want to go ahead and run an experiment or two with me in regard to this, hit me up. I'll be more than happy to do so. I need more numbers and you need more sales.
Yeah, Kurt's looking for the social proof, so he needs people to actually want to do this. But in order to do that, guess what? You've got to have a product out there. If you haven't got a
That's
product
right.
out there, why not? And then if you've got a product out there, you're going to need an audience. So it all starts with what? A lead magnet and a landing page, or a landing page that hooks them in and gets them in your audience. If you haven't got that, there are tools in our members area that make it so easy. Pick a topic, use the cheat sheet generator, make a cheat sheet. That's your lead magnet. That's your front end offer. That's your free offer. Want something to dangle in front of them for $7 or $10 as a now come and get this thing? Well, you can either do a bundle of cheat sheets, or hey, you could do a book in a day. Use Mr. Stevens thing and just do a side.
That's right.
Formatted book.
I think you had a cheat sheet maker.
It's in the members area.
It's in the members area. And then you also just created an email sequence generator too, right? That's in the members area.
Yeah.
So they could create a cheat sheet, add them to the sequence, which they could then promote any product they wanted
They
to.
go into their autoresponder, put a landing page together with whatever they want, or the page build, it doesn't matter. Nearly all autoresponders have something. You put a landing page together, you get people on that list. At the moment that they sign up, you don't just redirect them to a thanks for subscribing. You redirect them to a page that says, thank you for subscribing. We're sending your thing to your email. While you are waiting for that to arrive, I want to tell you about a very special offer, ...
Right.
Now you pitch them your front end book, which you're also going to pitch them in your email follow-up sequence. How do you write the email follow-up sequence? You can use a sequence writer if you're no good at doing it. Just get it done initially. You can go back and improve this and tweak it later. But if you've got those things in place, you are ready to go. So when an opportunity like this comes up, you can go to Kurt and go, I've got a product, I've got a funnel, I've got this. You know, what's your style?
And what I'm also doing is I'm teaching that there's more than one bite to the pie. If you just set up one thing and it goes evergreen, the price raises up, and you don't promote it again, what good is it? You have to be able to take multiple bites at the pie and multiple attempts. And that's exactly what we're doing, because this works on the idea of fear of missing out. I'll give 2 thumbs up for that. So, so you got that. So you get the fear of missing out. You get the opportunity to win. It's a psychological thing. People play a game. Hey, I won. Instant gratification. Redeem. It is much easier to work it this way than to try to send them out another email saying, hey, I know the prices went up. You want to buy it again? How many people are actually going to buy it at the full price of, 67, 97, 107, 77, 47, whatever the price that you raised it up to? Because they knew they missed out at a lower price. Dangle that carrot of, hey, here's another opportunity. Don't miss out. Makes it quick, makes it simple. It's easy. And who couldn't do with, several $20 extra bills coming into their pocket? That's what it comes down to.
And that is musing time for today. We'll be back here live on Friday for the Friday Live. And of course, if you've got any questions, concerns, you know where to ask them in the Facebook group. Get in there. You got a hive mind idea, put it out there, get your thought processes going. And above all, JFDI, just do it, get it done, get stuff out there, get your buy buttons, get on these opportunities that we're presenting to you. We want you to grow your business. We're here to help.
Absolutely.
We're here to encourage you, kick you, do whatever we can do that will help you. All done with love, I assure you. We'll be back here Friday. We look forward to seeing you then. In the meantime, have a fantastic rest of your week.
Hasta luego.